Good evening. The major questions tonight on Capitol Hill. Was Iran an imminent threat to America? Was war the only option to deal with it? And after 3 weeks and thousands of airstrikes, how much longer can the war last? CIA Director John Ratcliffe and Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard took on those questions and more today. As average U.S. gas prices are up nearly $1 since the fighting began, and many Americans say they still need answers. CBS News congressional correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns followed the hearing on Capitol Hill and joins us now. Caitlin, good evening. What did we learn?
Good evening, Tony. Well, Trump's director of national intelligence told Congress that the Iranian regime remains intact but largely degraded. This as lawmakers pressed her on the justification for going to war.
Tulsi Gabbard sidestepped questions today about whether Iran posed an imminent threat to the United States, as President Trump has claimed.
Was it the assessment of the intelligence community that there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime, yes or no?
Senator, the only person who can determine what is and is not an imminent threat is the president.
False. This is the worldwide threats hearing where you present to Congress national intelligence, timely, objective, and independent of political considerations.
The testimony from Gabbard, a well-known war skeptic, comes the day after her deputy, top counterterrorism official Joe Kent, resigned in protest over the war, arguing the regime posed no imminent threat to our nation. Texas Republican John Cornyn asked CIA Director John Ratcliffe whether there was any indication Iran wasn't an imminent threat.
Senator, no. In fact, the intelligence reflects the contrary.
So you disagree with Mr. Kent?
I do.
At the war's outset, Trump claimed Iran was close to developing a nuclear weapon.
They attempted to rebuild their nuclear program.
But in her prepared remarks, Gabbard wrote that after the U.S. strikes on Iran's nuclear sites last summer, there have been no efforts by the Iranians to try to rebuild their enrichment capability, a line she left out of her testimony this morning.
Was that because the president said there was an imminent threat 2 weeks?
No, sir. I recognize that the time was running long, and I skipped through some of the portions.
So you chose
of my oral delivered remarks.
You chose to omit the parts that contradict the president.
Senators also pressed the officials on whether the president was sufficiently briefed on the consequences for the Strait of Hormuz. Gabbard said it was a long-standing assessment that Iran would hold the strait as leverage, but she declined to detail any of the briefings. Tony?
Caitlin, thank you very much.